The Westbrook High School gymnasium hadn't changed in 10 years. Same squeaking floorboards, same faded banners, same social hierarchy, now dressed in designer clothes instead of varsity jackets. I adjusted my simple black blazer, feeling oddly calm as I walked into my 10-year reunion. The welcome class of 2015 banner hung crookedly above a table where Amanda Chin, former class president, now a successful real estate mogul, according to her Instagram, checked names off a list. "Oh my God," she squealed with practiced surprise. David Parker. You actually came." I smiled, remembering how she'd copied my computer science homework for 3 years straight. Wouldn't miss it. "So what are you doing these days?" Her eyes already scanning past me for more interesting arrivals. "Tech support," I said simply, watching her interest fade immediately. "Oh, that's nice." She stamped my name tag. "Tyler's over by the bar. You remember Tyler Matthews? He's a venture capitalist now. And Jessica's just made partner at her law firm." I nodded, accepting my badge. The music pulsed through expensive speakers as I made my way through the crowd. Everywhere, successful young professionals bragged about their achievements, each conversation a carefully choreographed dance of one-upmanship. "Parker." "No way." A loud voice boomed across the room. Tyler Matthews, former quarterback and current Silicon Valley player, approached with his usual entourage. "Still fixing computers, man?" His designer suit probably cost more than what he thought I made in a month. Behind him, Jessica Stewart, once my lab partner, now apparently a corporate lawyer, smirked. "Something like that," I replied, sipping my drink. "Hey, remember when he thought he was going to create the next Facebook?" Tyler laughed, drawing more people into our circle. "What was that stupid app you were always working on in the computer lab?" "SecureNet," I said quietly. "Right. That encryption thing nobody understood." Tyler turned to his audience. "Parker here thought he was going to revolutionize online security. Now he's probably turning things off and on again at some IT help desk." The laughter rippled through the group. I checked my phone. 8:57 p.m. 3 minutes. "You know," Jessica chimed in, her voice dripping with false sympathy, "my firm's IT department is always hiring. I could put in a word." "Thanks, but I'm good." "Come on, man," Tyler pressed. "What do you really do? Still living in that little apartment above your mom's garage? Still tinkering with that security software nobody wanted?" I took another sip. "Actually, I sold that stupid app 3 years ago." "Yeah. For what, $100? More laughter. My phone buzzed. A message from my PR team. "Forbes article goes live in 60 seconds. "You never did understand what SecureNet was, Tyler," I said, my voice carrying just enough to draw attention. "But don't worry, you'll find out soon enough." "What's that supposed to mean?" The DJ's speakers suddenly crackled. Every phone in the room started buzzing simultaneously, the synchronized notification I'd arranged with perfect timing. Breaking tech news, people began reading aloud. "Forbes reveals Silicon Valley's mystery billionaire." The DJ stopped the music, his own phone lighting up with the alert. The room fell silent as dozens of screens displayed my corporate headshot next to a number that made Tyler's venture capital deals look like pocket change. "SecureNet founder David Parker named youngest tech billionaire," Amanda read, her voice shaking. "With a net worth of $8.2 billion. I watched their faces as realization dawned. That stupid app they'd mocked in high school was now the encryption software used by every major tech company in the world. The IT guy they'd dismissed had been secretly running a global cybersecurity empire. This has to be a mistake," Tyler stammered, fumbling with his phone. "No mistake," I said calmly. "Though I'm surprised you missed it, being such a connected venture capitalist. SecureNet's been the talk of Silicon Valley for years. We just kept the founder's identity private until now." Jessica's legal mind caught up first. "The Parker Protocol. That's you?" "Every major law firm in the country uses that security system. Including yours," I confirmed. "Check your client portal. That encryption software you use every day? I developed the prototype in that computer lab you all used to laugh about." The room had gone completely still, every eye fixed on either me or the Forbes article that was now spreading across social media like wildfire. But you said you did tech support," Amanda sputtered. "I do. For my own company. Every CEO should understand their product from the ground up, don't you think? Tyler's face had turned an interesting shade of pale. Listen, man, about what I said before. I held up my hand. Save it. I'm not here for apologies. I'm here to make an announcement. I nodded to the DJ who handed me the microphone. The same people who'd been snickering about my IT job now stood frozen, hanging on my every word. The David Parker Foundation launches tomorrow, I said, my voice echoing through the silent gym. A $500 million initiative to fund technology education in underprivileged schools. Because somewhere out there, another kid is sitting in a computer lab, being told their dreams are stupid. I'm going to make sure they have the resources I never had. I handed back the microphone, enjoying the stunned silence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a board meeting in Singapore in 12 hours. My jet's waiting. As I turned to leave, I caught Tyler's reflection in the gymnasium window. The former quarterback who'd spent 4 years shoving me into lockers now looked very, very small in his $1,000 suit. The sleek Tesla parked outside the gymnasium attracted whispers as I walked toward it. My driver, James, who was also my first employee and now head of operations, opened the door with a knowing smile. How'd it go, Mr. Parker? Exactly as planned. I loosened my tie, thinking back to how we'd orchestrated this moment. Flashback, 3 years earlier. The Silicon Valley office space couldn't have been more different from Westbrook High's computer lab. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the Bay Area, and dozens of engineers worked on systems that protected trillion-dollar transactions. The acquisition offers are getting aggressive, James said, dropping a stack of folders on my desk. Google's offering $2 billion. Facebook's at $2.50. Microsoft just up to $3. I shook my head. We're not selling. David, these are numbers that could set up generations of your family. I pulled up our latest encryption algorithm on my dual monitors. This isn't about money. SecureNet isn't just another app. It's going to change how the world handles digital security. The board's pushing for a public face, James continued. Investors want to know who's behind the Parker Protocol. I thought about Tyler's venture capital newsletter, which had dismissed SecureNet as a minor player last month. About Jessica's law firm, which now depended on our software without knowing its creator. About all those years of being underestimated. We'll go public, I said finally. But not yet. First, we build something so big they can't ignore it. The next 3 years were a blur of global expansion, strategic acquisitions, and technological breakthroughs. SecureNet grew from cybersecurity into artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and digital infrastructure. We kept my identity hidden behind holding companies and private trusts. The media called me tech's invisible billionaire. Speculation ran wild, but no one suspected the IT guy, who occasionally posted about computer repair on LinkedIn. I bought my mother a new house but kept my old apartment above her garage as a decoy. Drove a modest car in public while building a collection of supercars in a private garage. Lived 2 lives. The quiet tech support worker and the shadow CEO revolutionizing digital security. Present day. Sir. James interrupted my thoughts. Your sister's calling. I accepted the call on the car's system. Hey Sarah. David, have you seen Twitter? The reunion's trending. Everyone's talking about the reveal. Sarah had been the only one who knew the truth all along. She'd helped maintain my cover, understanding why I needed to build SecureNet my way. How's the foundation setup going? I asked. Perfect timing with the Forbes release. We've already received partnership offers from every major tech company. Even Tyler's venture capital firm sent a proposal. I smiled. Decline that one. Politely. The car pulled into a private airfield where my Gulfstream waited. Another CEO might have flaunted their success earlier, but I'd learned patience in that high school computer lab. My phone buzzed with messages. Amanda Chin requesting a catch-up coffee. Tyler's LinkedIn connection request. Jessica's law firm pitching their services. Local news asking for interviews. What should I do with all these messages? James asked. Forward the business ones to corporate development. The personal ones, let them wait. The plane's interior was a mobile command center. As we took off, screens displayed SecureNet's global operations, data centers in Singapore, research labs in Tel Aviv, cybersecurity teams in London. The foundation announcement is getting massive attention, Sarah reported via video call. Schools are already applying for grants. Good. Start with Westbrook High. Full computer lab upgrade, coding boot camps, cybersecurity curriculum. Feeling sentimental? I thought about future students sitting where I once sat, dreaming big while others doubted them. Let's call it investing in potential. The next few hours were filled with board meetings, strategic planning, and foundation logistics. We were revolutionizing not just technology but opportunity. A news alert caught my attention. Tyler Matthews' VC firm faces security breach. I allowed myself a small smile. They'd ignored our warnings about their outdated systems for months. Should we help them? James asked. Send them our standard contract. Regular rates, no special treatment. Another message popped up, from my old computer science teacher, Mr. Bennett. I always knew SecureNet would change the world. Proud of you, David. He'd been the only one who'd supported my stupid app back then. The foundation's first scholarship would bear his name. As we crossed the Pacific, I reviewed the foundation's mission statement. Empowering the next generation of tech innovators, because every great idea deserves a chance to change the world. The reunion had been more than just a reveal. It was a statement about opportunity, about judging potential, about the power of quiet determination over loud dismissal. My phone buzzed again, Tyler's third attempt to call. Let him wait, I thought. Some lessons take time to sink in. The Singapore skyline glittered through the boardroom windows as I concluded our Asia-Pacific expansion meeting. In the 48 hours since the reunion, SecureNet stock had jumped 15%, and #Parker Protocol was still trending globally. Mr. Parker, my assistant interrupted, Westbrook High's principal is on line 1. And Tyler Matthews has arrived at our Palo Alto office. For the third time today. I checked the time, 3 a.m. in California. Tyler's persistence was almost admirable. Put the principal through. I moved to my private office, memories of high school washing over me. Mr. Parker, Principal Martinez's voice wavered with excitement. I can't thank you enough for the foundation's grant. But I have to ask, why start with us? I looked at the framed piece of code on my wall. The original SecureNet algorithm, written on a borrowed laptop in Westbrook's computer lab. Because everyone deserves a chance to prove their doubters wrong, I replied. The lab upgrade starts next week. After hanging up, I opened my laptop to security footage from our Palo Alto office. Tyler sat in the lobby, his designer suit wrinkled, clutching a presentation folder. Should we keep him waiting? James asked. No. Have him escorted to the video conference room. Minutes later, Tyler's face appeared on my screen. The confident smirk from the reunion was gone, replaced by desperate determination. David. Mr. Parker, he stammered. Thank you for finally seeing me. It's 3 a.m. there, Tyler. Don't you sleep. Listen about the reunion. And high school. I was young and stupid. You're here about the security breach, I interrupted. Your firm's clients are threatening to leave because you ignored our system recommendations. He slumped. We can't afford your enterprise rates. But if you'd consider a partnership, maybe an investment opportunity. You mean a bailout? Our firm has great potential. Like SecureNet had potential? I pulled up his old emails. Let's see. You called our initial pitch amateur hour, and our valuation delusional. Tyler's face reddened. I didn't know. That's the problem. You never bothered to look past appearances. I closed his file. Our standard contract is in your inbox. Regular rates, no discounts. Your choice. After ending the call, I turned to the real business of the day. The foundation's first initiative was rolling out a nationwide coding bootcamp for underprivileged students. My phone buzzed with a text from Sarah. You need to see this. She'd sent a link to Jessica's LinkedIn post. A lesson in humility and innovation. A long apology disguised as a corporate thought piece about misjudging potential. It's gone viral in legal circles, Sarah added. Every law firm that rejected SecureNet's early patents is scrambling to save face. I switched to local news coverage of Westbrook High. Students gathered around the old computer lab, excited about the upcoming transformation. Among them, I spotted a girl wearing a worn hoodie, clutching a laptop held together with duct tape. Find out her story, I messaged Sarah. Make sure she gets whatever resources she needs. The day continued with global meetings, foundation planning, and strategic decisions. SecureNet was launching quantum encryption technology that would make our earlier innovations look simple. Around midnight Singapore time, an email arrived from Amanda Chin. David, I've spent 2 days trying to write this. The real estate empire I bragged about? It's 3 rental properties with underwater mortgages. The success everyone thinks I have. Smoke and mirrors. I know I don't deserve any favors, but would you consider a meeting? Not about business or money. Just to talk about how you stayed true to your vision while we were all pretending to be something we're not. Amanda. Her honesty was unexpected. I forwarded the email to Sarah. Set up a foundation advisory role. Sometimes the best mentors are people who've learned hard lessons. The next week brought waves of change. Tyler's firm signed our contract, humbled but safer. Westbrook's new tech lab opened to unprecedented student interest. The foundation announced partnerships with 500 schools nationwide. Our quantum encryption launch revolutionized digital security again. But the most significant moment came during a virtual mentoring session with high school students. The girl from Westbrook High, Maria, I'd learned, demonstrated an AI algorithm she'd created on her refurbished laptop. People say it's impossible, she explained, but Mr. Parker proved that impossible just means they're not looking hard enough. I thought about that scared kid I'd been, coding alone in an empty computer lab while others partied and planned their triumphant futures. About all the other Mariahs out there, building tomorrow's innovations on second-hand computers and borrowed time. Success isn't about proving others wrong, I told the students. It's about proving yourself right. Later that night, I drove my Tesla to the old apartment above Mom's garage. Inside, everything remained as it had been. The borrowed laptop, the original SecureNet notebooks, the rejection letters from venture capitalists. I'd kept it as a reminder, but now it would serve a new purpose. The foundation would turn it into an innovation lab for young developers who needed a quiet place to build their dreams. My phone buzzed one last time. A message from Mr. Bennett, my old computer science teacher. Saw Maria's algorithm today. Reminded me of another student who wouldn't take impossible for an answer. The lab may have your name now, but your real legacy is in every kid who feels brave enough to think bigger. I smiled, remembering all those lunch breaks spent coding while others mocked the computer nerd with impossible dreams. Success wasn't in the Forbes list or the vindication at the reunion. It was in Maria's determined coding, in Tyler's humbled learning, in Amanda's honest self-reflection. The real victory wasn't becoming a billionaire. It was changing the narrative for every future innovator who dared to think differently. As I left the apartment, I passed the old computer lab window. Inside, Maria sat coding, her face lit by the screen's glow. Above her, a new sign hung. The Parker Innovation Lab. Because every dream deserves its code. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's making sure the next generation gets it right.